everybody. I recently got a request, a suggestion from one of my subscribers. He said, hey Randy, why don't you do a video on your camera placement, camera setup, mounts, etc. He was interested in doing something like this in his plane. So I'm headed out to the airport right now. We're gonna pull 5-7 Juliet out of her hangar, and we're going to go over which cameras I use, where I mount them, what I mount them with, audio options. So maybe if anything like that interests you, you could maybe set something up in your plane. Anyways, thanks for coming along today, and hope you enjoy the video. All right, guys, as promised, we're here at Shelby Airport, 12 Golf. I'm going to show you my GoPro setups. I'm partial to GoPro cameras. I've got two Hero 9 blacks, I've got a Hero 4 black, and I've got a GoPro Session. So I'm going to show you how I use each of those cameras in my setup, where I mount them, what I mount them with, why I place them where I do, and we'll go from there. Let's go inside the cockpit and see what we can look at. All right, my primary camera in the cockpit is going to be this Hero 4 black, and that is mostly because when I bought the Hero 4, I bought a cockpit kit with it, and it came with this cable. So in order to capture cockpit audio as well as radio traffic, anything that comes over the intercom, anything that you can hear through your headset, we take our headset, unplug it out of the jack, plug it into this cable, plug this end back into the jack, and connected to this cable is this with a jack on the side of the camera. Goes right in like that. So now everything you hear through your headset, the camera's recording, and you don't have a bunch of loud background noise, engine noise, wind, and stuff like that. It's fairly quiet, and you can hear everything everybody's saying this way. So this is why I use the Hero 4 inside the cockpit. Now the camera still has a super view lens on it, which means the field of view is probably, I don't know for sure, probably 170 degrees, 160. It's really wide. So this lens can see out the front window off to the right side of the airplane. This side of the lens can see out the back through the side window, and it can see my stabilator moving up and down. So I can see what's behind me and what's off to the right side. It's got a really wide angle. It's great for in the cockpit. But if you want to really be able to make some good in-cockpit videos, you need to have an audio cable. This one's for the Hero 4. Again, I've got two Hero 9s, and they've got a different jack than this. This cable will not fit the Hero 9. And so they're available. They're available through In-Flight Cam, and they're about $100. But as long as this Hero 4 is still kicking, I'm going to continue to use this. I'll use the Hero 9s for other in-cockpit audio. All right, my next in-cockpit camera view is one of these Hero 9 blacks mounted upside down, hanging from this adhesive GoPro clip on the ceiling. Now this camera captures everything out the front window, and it also captures the panel. So even if the view outside the front window is brighter than the light that's hitting the panel, it's got such great HDR capabilities that the panel is entirely readable. It's does a lot better than the Hero 4. I used to put the Hero 4 looking out the front from this position, and it you know, it just didn't, the panel was not illuminated enough. I could not see any of the instruments or what they were indicating, but I could see out the front window fine. This does both. The high dynamic range of the sensor just makes such good video to looking out the front. So this is another great location for this camera, the Hero 9. All right, another great angle, especially if you're doing like pattern work and you're trying to explain to somebody how you fly a traffic pattern, where you are in relation to the runway. Got this GoPro suction cup, which I will attach to the window right behind me with the camera looking out. It's got a view of the wing, and you can also see the runway as well. So when you're telling people when you're beam the numbers, you can explain what that is, and they can see it out the window. When you're talking about making your turn to base when you're 45 degrees from your touchdown point, that's another good visual indicator that the people can see. So this is another good in-cockpit view for the Hero 9 Black. It's a great camera. I've got two of them. They're very versatile. One of them is doing the recording right now, and the other one's right here in my hand. So great camera. I highly recommend it. All right, can take the screw out, mount my session out here. I like using the session outside because it's got the smallest surface area facing the wind, less drag, a little more aerodynamic than the bigger cameras. But this is why I don't use suction cups on the outside of the plane. This is securely mounted. It's not going anywhere. It does not rely on suction to hold it in place. It's mechanically attached. So this gives me a great forward view. It's a wide enough field of view where I can still see the propeller of the front of the airplane. If I want to turn it inboard a little bit, I can stare at the entire side of the airplane. Another great view right here. Again, this mount I got from Enflight, enflight.com, and I will share links with all my mounts in the description below. All right, this is my latest mount. It's another mechanical mount. I got it from My Pilot Pro. I have it at the moment. I have it attached to the tail tie down. You put it through there. It's got two big washers with two rubber washers in there to get a good grip. You can put it in your tail tie down, tighten it up with that wing nut, and then right when it's almost tight, you can slide this cam lock over, and that thing is rock solid. And again, since hanging outside the plane, I prefer to use the GoPro Session. It's got the least amount of drag. It's the most aerodynamic of my cameras. I mount that there, and that's not going anywhere. It's not coming off. I'm not losing my camera. Gives a great view if you're flying over some scenic terrain. You can see the beautiful views from when you're in altitude, or you can watch your wheels as you take off and land. I've got a fixed gear plane, but it might be interesting on retractable too. You can watch the wheels go up and down. Gives a great view of underneath the plane. I have to keep my lens wiped off every time I land. I'll wipe it off. I get a little bit of oil on it, so it's important to keep that clean. But if you don't want to mount it on the tail, if you don't want to get oil on your camera or whatnot, this is a great unit. It will also go on the tie downs underneath both wings. And if you got a high wing, you can attach it there on one of the tie downs, and get some great views of the side of your plane. And you might, if you with a high wing, you could probably even get the pilot in there. So let me show you how this comes off. There's a cotter pin here. Pull that out. Take this wing nut off. That's it. You can go and mount it up under there, or I'm going to put it right back here. This is where I like it. But again, it's a very secure mount, mechanical, not relying on suction. You know, I know GoPro makes great suction mounts, and I love using them inside the plane, but I'm just, it's not that the mounts are bad, but if there's dirt, anything that gets underneath there that causes you to lose your suction, and blow your camera and suction cup away, or that's hard to take. I'd rather spend the money on a mechanical mount like this for outside the plane and use the suction cups inside. All right, just wanted to say thanks to all of you for coming along today. I hope you got something out of my video. Maybe you can try some of these techniques or products in your plane. Anyways, please, really helps me out a lot if I could get people to like and share my video, and most importantly, subscribe. Working towards 1,000 subscribers, and I'm getting there slowly, but I want to thank everybody that subscribed so far, and if you like this video, please hit the subscribe button. Thanks a lot, and have a great day.